Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning into this video. My name is Shayla Avery if this is your first time here. This is my dog Bentley. You can see her. Bentley is a 2-year-old Great Pyrenees mix. So she's a golden retriever / Great Pyrenees. She's the love of my life. I love her. But today I'm going to be doing a video about 15 things I wish I would have known before I got her, because although she is great, there are some things that I wish I would have known, and so I'm going to help you out if you're thinking about getting a dog. If that sounds interesting to you and you are interested in learning more about the things that I wish I would have known, keep on watching because I got some good ones. Number 1, do research into the type of dog you want. Little fun fact, before Danny and I got Bentley, we actually adopted another dog, and during that trial period we found out that this dog probably was not for us. It was very high energy, very vocal, very intense dog, very it was actually a German Shepherd mix, and it obviously required a ton of training and a ton of energy to be wasted, so we decided that wasn't for us. Bentley, however, is extremely calm, mild-tempered, and doesn't need to take a lot of energy, and because we live in apartments, that was perfect for us. However, Bentley sheds a lot, so if you don't like that, then you should know that up front so that you aren't surprised by the type of breed you're getting. 2, cost isn't as bad as you think. So a lot of times you will hear, oh my gosh, dogs are so expensive, and they can be, but they're also just as expensive as you make them. I do not believe that we have spent a ton of money on Bentley because we just don't do that. We adopted Bentley for $5, and I know people who have spent so much more, 500 times that for a dog. That just wasn't in our budget and it wasn't in our plan, and so we decided against it. You can make them as expensive as you want. You can buy them all the toys, buy them all their treats, but honestly, a dog is like a kid in a way. They like the things that aren't toys. Like, we can buy her all the toys in the world and she would want to play with a toilet paper roll or a water bottle. I don't know, she just doesn't love all toys, so you don't have to waste your money on that. However, one thing that does cost a lot for Bentley, she's a large size dog, so her food is very, very expensive. So that is something that you should take into account when you are considering getting a dog, especially a large dog. Number 3, consider the space you have. So like I said, if you don't have a ton of space and you are in an apartment, maybe you need to get a dog that doesn't need to get as much energy out. That's all up to you. If you have a huge, backyard and you have a house, you can get whatever type of dog you want. That doesn't matter. But you also do have to realize that you will have neighbors if you're in an apartment, and so just considering your space is extremely, extremely important. If you don't know, I am actually 9 months pregnant, so if you also have kids, that's another thing that you have to think about and consider, the people and the space and just all of the things that a dog is gonna bring, because they take up space. Like, they have to sleep, they have to live, and they need their little space too. So that is definitely something to consider. Be honest about how much time you have to give to your dog. Danny and I are both quite a bit of homebodies, I would say. We don't get out a ton, and so we spend so much time with Bentley. And whenever we do get out, even on dates and stuff, we try to find places where Bentley can come with us. So for example, on a Saturday, instead of going to brunch together and going to the mall, maybe we will go grab food, have a picnic at the park, and then walk Bentley around. We just take her everywhere. She's been literally places that like grown people haven't been, and I don't know, we just love it. We don't see it as a hassle. We just do dog-friendly things when we're in these different places with her. Understand that your lifestyle will change, and that kind of goes into the last one that I was saying. We center our lives almost around Bentley. So like, if we know on a Saturday that Bentley hasn't gotten out or played with her dog friends throughout the week, we try to plan and take her to a dog park or do something to where she's getting her energy out and getting her social time too. Because sitting around the house all day, and then on the weekend if you're going out and your dog is still sitting around the house all day, that's just no fun. Like, who would want to live that life? And so your lifestyle is going to change, especially if you get a puppy. We adopted Bentley at 3 months, and so luckily she came pretty potty trained. But a lot of puppies you will have to take out every 2 to 3 hours, and that can get pretty annoying. So do understand that for a little bit your lifestyle is going to change pretty drastically. If you're planning on adopting a dog, understand that there may be some past trauma that the dog has experienced, and those things may shape your dog's personality. Bentley was adopted and she was a bit traumatized when we got her, and a lot of the things that she did when she was a puppy she still does. She's not super comfortable around people. She's not the most friendly dog. I know golden retrievers are known to be just like outgoing and everything, but that isn't really the case with Bentley. It takes her a while to warm up to people, and I think that that's perfectly fine. But if you do want a dog that instantly connects with people and you don't have to train and you don't have to kind of get out into the world and just be patient with, that's fine. But that's, again, something you need to understand. And if you do have a dog and you do end up with a dog with trauma, just being patient is extremely important, because they've had a whole life before they came into yours, and it's really important to just give them the space to like learn your new life and trust you, and trust that like the world is a good place. Number 7, this kind of goes in with number 6, but if you do adopt a dog, I really suggest trying to get as much information from the shelter as possible. We got absolutely no information about Bentley. We have no idea about her past, and we don't even know what happened to her before we got her. And that just doesn't help us train her and socialize her. And so I think it's really important to dig and to have them tell you a little bit about where your dog came from before you get them, so that you're educated on what their triggers may be or what they may be scared of. I think that's really important. Okay, number 8. This is a bit of a sad one, but understand that, again, your dog had a whole life before you, and you may not bond with your dog immediately. I bonded with Bentley so quickly, and she is very much like me, but everybody doesn't have that experience. It takes some time, and it takes, patience on both of you guys' part to understand and really get the groove of things, and to really understand like her cues or their cues. Bentley is very nonverbal, and so it took a while for us to understand like what she needed, what she wanted, and what she was trying to tell us. I love you. But even if you don't bond immediately, that's okay. That's okay. Give it time. Soon you will fall in love with them, and they will be so in love with you that you will even forget about the times where you didn't bond as much. 9, I don't know if this is for every dog, but I can say that for my dog, she sheds, just hair is falling. She sheds so much, and so understanding how much cleaning is involved with a dog. Vacuuming every day, every other day is really important. Grooming is really important. So just understanding how much time you're gonna have to take out of your day to do those things if you want to keep a clean place. Number 10 is such a big one. It is socializing your dog from the beginning, especially if they are a shelter dog. Now, I can't speak for a dog that you have bought from a breeder. I would assume that it's the same, but it's really important to socialize your dogs with other dogs, other people, kids, noises, all of these different things, so that they are acquainted with those things and they are used to them when they're puppies. It is a lot harder to do when they're older. We bought Bentley during quarantine, a couple months before quarantine, and unfortunately she did not get as much socialization as we would like when she was a puppy. We did try as hard as we could, but she does still have some kinks and I think that would have helped a lot if we did have the chance to just get her out there in the world sooner. And when they're puppies, they have a lot less fear and they're a lot less aggressive, and so when they're older, they can build up aggression towards people and all of these things, and it just makes it a little bit harder. Then I would say is dogs are emotional beings just like people, and they can pick up on your emotions. So I believe it's really, really important to make sure that you are stable. And dogs can be emotional support animals, but it's also important that you take care of them, because if you're fearful, if you are sad, if you are not in a good mood, they pick up on that, and it can really affect their mood as well. If Danny and I, aren't in a good mood, or if we're crying or if we're upset, she notices that, and it really does affect her. And so keeping control of those emotions and just being aware of your dog and what triggers them and kind of like what makes them uncomfortable is really important. I think that there's nothing more than any of us would want than to have a happy dog. So number 12. So back to that story about when my husband and I got a dog that wasn't really the right fit for us. We were looking for a dog, but I think that we just visited the first shelter that we kind of saw and we were like, okay, we're just gonna go with it. This dog is adorable, let's just get him. But I really encourage you, if you adopt a dog, to go several times. And I know you may be nervous to miss out on a dog that you really like the first time, and if you do see a dog that is just absolutely perfect and you've done all of your research, by all means go for it. But I do think that just going a few times just to get acquainted and just to like give yourself the time to pick out that perfect dog is really important. Sometimes when you make a shotgun decision and you just make a decision super quickly with getting a dog, it doesn't always end out correct. And just be patient with the search. I know when you want a dog, it's like, oh, I want one now, but it can be really beneficial to just give it time. Almost done. Thank you guys so much for sticking in. If you've stuck in this far, thank you so much. I hope this video was so beneficial to you, but let's keep going. Understanding the temperament. You should understand the temperament of your dog because again, you want to give them the best life possible. I know when Bentley gets a little grumpy, this probably means that she needs a nap and she's done socializing for the day and she just is done. Other dogs, I have a friend who has a dog and it's a chocolate lab, and that dog can go for hours, literally does not get tired, can play forever. But Bentley, she starts to get a little snappy when she is done with company or when she wants to be alone. So paying attention to that is really, really important to how to properly prepare your home for a dog. Whether that be baby gates, whether that be a place for them to sleep, it could be their own place, their little nook that just makes them feel comfortable, toys, food, all of these things, how to properly prepare a home, because a dog needs a place just like how we go to bed in the same place every single day at our home. They need the same and it brings them comfort. And so establishing a little corner, place, crate, bed, whatever that they can go to when they need a safe space is really, really important. And just having all of these things ready for them when they get there is super important. We've done several moves with Bentley, and each time we have done a pretty good job of making sure that she's comfortable in every stage. When the house was bare, when we moved this last time, we still had her little blanket so that she knew that it was still her space and she didn't freak out. So just doing those little things are really important to make them feel comfortable. Last thing, number 15, and thank you so much for getting to the end of this video, but we are here. The 15th thing, I just want to say that if you're thinking about getting a dog and you have the time, you understand the type of dog you're getting and all the things that I have mentioned on this list, do it, because you will not understand how much a dog can change your life. It sounds crazy and I never knew it before. I didn't really grow up with like that relationship with dogs, but they can absolutely change your life for the better. They can bring so much joy and just entertainment to your life. I swear I could watch Bentley for hours and just be entertained by her because I just love her that much. Didn't know that I could love a dog that much. So I would definitely recommend. She's the best thing that we have purchased and the best thing that's come into our life. And now we have a little one, so we'll see how she does with that. Maybe the next video I make will be how to prepare a dog for a new baby in the house. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you like these type of videos. I am working to do more videos like this that are informational and that I can provide knowledge to you guys from the things that I've learned throughout life. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and by the way, Bentley says bye too.